Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. My name's Ellis and I'll be your host for today's quiz of 100 questions all about the meaning of words. Do the best you can and let us know at the end of the quiz how many points you scored. Good luck, let's get started. It is a state or period of inactivity or depression. Is that the definition of the word bamboozle, abnegate, or doldrums? The answer is doldrums. 2. It is to persuade someone with insincere compliments. Is that cajole, plethora, or ineffable? Cajole, plethora, or ineffable? The answer is cajole. So I'm reading you the definition. You've got to match it to a word. Question 3. It means fate or destiny. Edify, gopher, or kismet? Which of those words means fate or destiny? The answer is kismet. Well done if you got that one. Here is question 4. A feeling of goodwill, being friendly and wanting to help. Is that macerate, eunoia, or oleferous? The answer is eunoia. Question 5. An act of loving in return. Redimency, querencia, or ataraxia? An act of loving in return is redimency. 6. A duty or responsibility for someone to do something. Is that lagom, bimble, or behoove? I was hoping it was this just so I can say it again. The answer is behoove. 7. Recover from an illness or regain something back. Is that sequoia, recuperate, or fulminate? The answer is recuperate. We're on question 7. Hope you're keeping up with the quiz so far. If there's any of the questions that you don't know the answer, it's always worth having a guess. You never know, you might have guessed right. Question 8. To offer or put forward an idea or theory for consideration by others. Is that homily, epitome, or propound? The answer is propound. Question 9. An act of someone stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or action. Is that wherewithal, obstinate, or beguile? The answer is obstinate. On to question 10. Deceptively charm or enchant someone. Is that the definition for dainty, wherewithal, or beguile? The answer is beguile. 11. What is the definition of demure? Reserved or modest, strong and powerful, or aggressive and shameless? The definition of demure is reserved and modest. Question 12. What is the definition of abrogate? Expel from a community or a group, easily irritated or annoyed, or revoke formally? The answer is revoke formally. 13. What is the definition of bereft? Correct behaviour, lacking or deprived of something, or take delight in something? The answer is lacking or deprived of something. 14. What is the definition of candour? Quality of being honest and straightforward, a symbol of disgrace or infamy, or using or containing too many words? The answer is quality of being honest and straightforward. 15. What is the definition of defunct? Cause to lose one's composure, expose while ridiculing, or no longer in force or use. Defunct is to be no longer in force or use. 16. What is the definition of dour? D-O-U-R. Sullen or gloomy in state of appearance, using or containing too many words, or experienced at second hand. The answer is sullen or gloomy in state of appearance. 17. What is the definition of enervate? Weaken physically, mentally, or morally, steadiness of mind under stress, or marked by active interest and enthusiasm. The answer is weaken physically, mentally, or morally. 18. What is the definition of hapless? A private conversation between two people, the spirit of the time, or having no luck or being unfortunate. To be hapless means you have no luck or are unfortunate. 19. What is the definition of impecunious? Having a sophisticated charm, having little or no money, statement that contradicts itself. Impecunious, I think, is a better pronunciation of that word. The correct answer is having little or no money. 20. What is the definition of incumbent? Lacking social poise or refinement, summarise briefly, or necessary as a duty or responsibility. The answer is necessary as a duty or responsibility. 21. A departure from what is considered normal, usual, or expected? Aberration, waft, or ubiquitous? The answer is aberration. 22. A person who tries to please someone in order to gain an advantage. Is that the definition of diminutive, sycophant, or granular? The correct answer is sycophant. 23. Ability to make good judgment and quick decision. Is that conundrum, bourgeois, or acumen? The answer to 23 is acumen. 24. It means a great disaster or a sudden and complete disaster. Pernicious, debacle, or siggy, or syzygy. S-Y-Z-Y-G-Y is that last one. And it's not the right answer. The right answer is debacle. Well done if you got that one right. 25. It means cheerful and full of energy. Is that ebullient, alacrity, or the bladder? If you are cheerful and full of energy, then you are ebullient. 26. Easily irritated or annoyed. Is that the definition for confluence, fractious, or indolent? The answer is fractious. 27. Lacking significance, meaning, or point. Is that the definition for gambit, skunked, or inane? The answer is inane. 28. Using very few words of a person's speech or writing. Is that the definition for laconic, cloying, or finagle? The answer is laconic. 29. An unorthodox or independent-minded person who exhibits it through thought and action. Is that the definition of mawkish, maverick, or maudlin? The answer is maverick. Question 30. What is the definition of vociferous? A feeling of mild sickness or depression, conspicuously and offensively loud, or immeasurably small? What is the definition of vociferous? The answer is conspicuously and offensively loud. What is the definition of travesty? A false interpretation of something, a socially awkward or tactless act, or a complete failure or collapse? The answer is a false interpretation of something. What is the definition of surfeit? S-U-R-F-E-I-T. Is that an irreversible accomplishment, an excessive or immoderate amount, or cleverly amusing in tone? The answer is an excessive or immoderate amount. Question 34. What is the definition of bamboozle? To fool or cheat someone, overly sweet, or a thick and heavy shoe? If you had been bamboozled, you would have been fooled or cheated. So the answer is to fool or cheat someone. 35. What is the definition of brusque? A disposition to be friendly and approachable, work of little or no value done merely to look busy, or rudely abrupt or blunt in speech or manner. To be brusque is to be rudely abrupt or blunt in speech or manner. 36. What is the definition of cloying? Brief and to the point, overly sweet, or lacking moral discipline? The answer is overly sweet. 37. What is the definition of ennui? A feeling of weariness and dissatisfaction, a powerful circular current of water, or intrusive in a meddling or offensive manner? The answer is a feeling of weariness and dissatisfaction. 38. What is the definition palliate? To try to lessen the seriousness or extent of, cleverly amusing in tone, or peculiar to the individual? The answer is to try to lessen the seriousness or extent of. 39. What is the definition of partisan? A feeling of mild sickness or depression, exceedingly harmful, or a strong supporter of a party, cause, or person? The answer is a strong supporter of a party, cause, or person. 40. What is the definition of phlegmatic? Presenting a problem or difficulty, showing little emotion or calm, or easily irritated or annoyed. What is the definition of phlegmatic? The answer is showing little emotion or calm. 41. It is the presence of something only in small or insufficient quantities or amounts. Is it zenith, ambivalent, or paucity? The answer is paucity. 42. To use ambiguous or unclear expressions, usually to avoid commitment or in order to mislead. Is that equivocate, ephemeral, or equanimity? The correct answer is equivocate. 43. Accustomed to accept something undesirable. Is that the definition for the word inveterate, invective, or inure? The correct word is inure. Question 44. Something indicating the approach of something or someone. Is that hedonist, harbinger, or heresy? The answer is harbinger. 45. It is a sign or warning that something is likely to happen. Is that the definition for revel, propriety, or portent? The answer is portent. 46. A person of bad character and habits or behaving in a morally wrong way. Is that reprobate, bespoke, or propinquity? The answer is reprobate. Question 47. Being optimistic or positive, especially in an apparently bad or difficult situation. Is that rectitude, sanctimony, or sanguine? The answer is sanguine. 48. Not active, moving, or thinking slowly. Stigma, torpid, or tirade? The answer is torpid. Existing or being everywhere at the same time. Is that ubiquitous, scarce, or verbose? The answer is ubiquitous. Question 50. A coming or flowing together, meeting or gathering at one point. Apricity, languor, or confluence? The answer is confluence, and we are halfway through this quiz. On to question 51. What is the definition of veracity? The quality of being true, honest, or accurate, mental or emotional stability, especially under stress, or having a harmful effect, especially in a gradual or subtle way? The answer is the quality of being true, honest, or accurate. 52. What is the definition of winsome? Having keen insight or understanding, attractive or appealing in appearance or character, or dealing with things in a practical and sensible way? The answer is attractive or appealing in appearance or character. 53. What is the definition of abjure? Including everything and being very thorough, having mixed feelings or contradictory ideas, or to give up, abandon, or reject solemnly? The answer is to give up, abandon, or reject solemnly. 54. What is the definition of solipsism? To agree passively, the quality of being very self-centered or selfish, or openness and honesty in expressing one's thoughts? The answer is the quality of being very self-centered or selfish. 55. What is the definition of pejorative? Expressing contempt or disapproval, expressive and articulate in speech or writing, or widely known and commonly referred to? The answer is expressing contempt or disapproval. 56. What is the definition of corpulence? Does that word mean the state of being fat, obesity, to provide evidence or support for a claim or argument, or mysterious and difficult to understand? The answer, the state of being fat, obesity. 57. What is the definition of obfuscate? Obfuscate. Is it eating food or drinking something greedily caused by excessive hunger or thirst? To be evasive, unclear, or confusing, or in disarray, extremely disorderly? The answer is to be evasive, unclear, or confusing. 58. What is the definition of adumbrate? ADUMBRATE. Is that to report or represent in outline, highly detailed or complex, or sparkling, lively, or brilliantly clever? The answer is to report or represent in outline. 59. What is the definition of congruity? Showing a friendly and pleasant disposition, a tender affection and liking for someone, or the quality of agreeing, being suitable and appropriate? The answer is the quality of agreeing, being suitable and appropriate. 60. What is the definition of duress? Producing a great deal of profit or financial success, threats used to force someone to do something, or a natural talent or distinctive style in doing something? The answer is threats used to force someone to do something. 61. To cause someone to suddenly take action, especially by shocking or exciting them in some way. Does that definition mean sonder, zerts, or galvanise? The answer is galvanise. 62. Being only partly in existence or operation, finagle. Inchoate or cavort. Being only partly in existence or operation, what does that mean? The answer is inchoate. INCHOATE. Apologies for any mispronunciation. 63. The realisation that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. Hedonist, sonder, or dichotomy? The answer is sonder. 64. To engage in extravagant behaviour and play boisterously. Does that mean misnomer, cacophony, or cavort? Which of those words matches the definition? The answer is cavort. 65. Attractive because of being unusual and especially old-fashioned. Is that despot, partisan, or quaint? The answer is quaint. 66. To express approval or give consent, yield to another's wish or opinion. Accede, yoke, or wonton? The answer is accede. Question 67. A loud complaint about something or a demand for something. Is that the definition for evince, covet, or clamour? The answer is clamour. 68. A short statement expressing a general truth or rule of conduct. Maxim, malaise, or maudlin? The answer is maxim. Question 69. To make someone feel uncomfortable. Is that the definition for the word discomfort, dichotomy, or discomfit? To make someone feel uncomfortable, the answer is discomfit. 70. The act of uttering false charges or misrepresentations maliciously calculated to harm another's reputation. Is that the definition for calumny, debauch, or stolid? The answer is calumny. Question 71. What is the definition of fetter? A chain or shackle placed on the feet, devoid of intelligence, or conspicuously and outrageously bad or reprehensible? Funny, I thought it was a Greek cheese. The correct answer is a chain or shackle placed on the feet. 72. What is the definition of gourmand? Lofty in style, lucky, occurring by happy chance, or a person who enjoys eating and often eats too much? The answer is a person who enjoys eating and often eats too much. 73. What is the definition of impute? To say that someone is responsible for something that has happened, the dominance or leadership of one social group over others, or not having enough money to pay for necessities. The answer is to say that someone is responsible for something that has happened. 74. What is the definition of irreverence? A slight suggestion or vague understanding, abusive language used to express blame or censure, or a lack of respect for people or things that are generally taken seriously. Irreverence. What does it mean? It means a lack of respect for people or things that are generally taken seriously. 75 now. What is the definition of knell? a mental attitude showing lack of due respect, the sound of a bell rung slowly to announce a death, or cause to accept or become hardened to? The answer is the sound of a bell rung slowly to announce a death. 25 questions left. Here's question 76. What is the definition of licentious? An advocate of freedom of thought or speech, brief and to the point, or lacking legal or moral restraints? The answer is lacking legal or moral restraints. Licentious. 77. What is the definition of mendacious? Not telling the truth, lying, very sentimental or emotional, or a small or moderate or token amount? The answer is not telling the truth or lying. Question 78. What is the definition of munificent? Having many aspects, extremely liberal in giving, very generous, or the conventions embodying the fundamental values of a group? The answer, extremely liberal in giving, very generous. 79. What is the definition of noisome? The lowest point of anything, having an extremely offensive smell, or extremely loud or boisterous? The answer is having an extremely offensive smell. Question 80. What is the definition of obdurate? Intrusive in a meddling or offensive manner, appearing as such but not necessarily so, or stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action? The definition of obdurate. It means to be stubbornly refusing to change one's opinion or course of action. 81. What is the definition of obdurate? Indolent, stolid, or hark? Match these words together to find that answer that you need. The correct answer is stolid. Well done if you got that one. Here's question 82. Having an abundance of wealth, property, or other material goods. Prosperous. Does that mean affluent, espouse, or derivative? The answer is affluent. Question 83. Promptness in response, or cheerful readiness. Is that the definition for the word promulgate, engender, or alacrity? The answer is alacrity. Question 84. To put someone or something into a lower or less important rank or position. Is that the definition for reprieve, relegate, or rescind? The answer is relegate. Question 85. Lacking in freshness or effectiveness because of constant use or excessive repetition. Trite, vilify, or yoke? The answer is trite. 86. Having or showing little or no feeling or interest. Is that the definition for antithesis, antiseptic, or apathetic? The answer is apathetic. Question 87. A cause of continuous trouble or unhappiness is the definition of which of these words? Bashful, bane, or beguile? The answer is bane. 88. Appealing forcibly to the mind or reason. Cognizant, cogent, or cobbler? The answer is cogent. 89. An amount of something that is too small. Denigrate, debauch, or dearth? The answer is dearth. Good word. Question 90. To copy someone's behaviour or try to be like someone else because you admire or respect that person. Emulate, empirical, or engender. The answer is emulate. On to question 91. What is the definition of paradigm? Is it a person who is rejected from society or home, the act of excluding someone from society by general consent, or a typical example or pattern of something, a model? What is the definition of paradigm? The answer, a typical example or pattern of something, a model. What is the definition of penchant? Excessively unwilling to spend, a strong liking or preference, or exceedingly harmful? The answer is a strong liking or preference. 93. What is the definition of plaudit? A trite or obvious remark, stubbornly unyielding, or an expression of praise or approval? The answer is an expression of praise or approval. 94. What is the definition of proclivity? A tendency to choose or do something regularly, displaying or suggesting a lack of maturity, or ready and able to resort to force or violence? The answer is a tendency to choose or do something regularly. 95. What is the definition of quixotic? State of uncertainty and a choice between unfavourable options, having intentions or ideas that are admirable but not practical, or stubbornly resistant to authority or control? The answer is having intentions or ideas that are admirable but not practical. 96. What is the definition of reprieve? A cancellation or postponement of a punishment, inspiring fear, or failing in what duty requires? The definition of reprieve is a cancellation or postponement of a punishment. 97. What is the definition of rife? An apparatus for visual signalling, an authoritative demand, or excessively abundant? The answer is excessively abundant. Question 98. What is the definition of suave? A dark colour, complexion, or caste, a large and scholarly book, or a person who tries to please someone to gain an advantage? The answer is a dark colour, complexion, or caste. 99. What is the definition of truculent? A corrupt or depraved or degenerate act or practice, eager or quick to argue or fight, or a composition that imitates or misrepresents a style? The definition of truculent is eager or quick to argue or fight. And question 100, what is the definition of umbrage? A variation in circumstances or fortune, spread negative information about someone or something, or a feeling of anger caused by being offended? Umbrage means a feeling of anger caused by being offended. Bonus question to finish things off. What does sesquipedalian mean? Let us know the answer in the comments. Let us know how to properly say that word, and let us know how many points you scored out of 100. And that's it. That's the end of the quiz. Thanks a lot for playing. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be notified on all of our upcoming videos. But in the meantime, there are videos already uploaded that you can try right now, so please do get involved. My name's Ellis and I've been your host today. You've been brilliant. Well done. We'll see you next time at Quiz Class.